Welcome everybody to Business World in the Classroom. My name is Michelle Grakowski and I'm the director of the Wisconsin Business World program. I'm really excited to talk to you today about something super important, finances. Welcome to Finance 101. Today we're going to talk about the importance of a strong financial backbone in any business, but also how you can use the business finances in your everyday life. We've talked about the pillars of a strong business, how every business starts with an entrepreneur with an idea. You have a strong leader, the CEO, that's leading the team, making sure that your business is growing and thriving. You have a strong communications team that's out there marketing your products to make sure that people know about you. And you have a strong production team that's making sure that the product is actually getting into the people's hands. But the biggest pillar in this is finance, right? Because if you don't have strong finances, you're never going to be able to buy the products to build the product that you need to sell. So everything is contingent on strong finances, just like your life. Qualities of a strong finance team. Finance teams are very innovative. They're creative. They're coming up with ways to look at a budget and figure out ways that they can cut things and ways they can add things to help grow the business. Because of that, they have to see the big picture. They have to understand the entire organization that they're working with, because they're going to have departments like marketing saying, you know what, I need more money because I need to get a TV. And then they're going to have somebody else from production saying, but you know what, we need more rubber so we can make more wheels. You're going to have all kinds of people coming at you saying they need more, they need more. So it's up to a strong finance team to look at it, to sharpen their pencils, to figure out if they can afford, if the business can afford to do both, or if they need to cut back or make some sort of concessions on either side. Finance teams are super organized, right? Because it's really important. A lot of businesses end up getting audited by the government, so you need to make sure that all of your records are in line. They also love numbers, right? A lot of times finance teams, they're very analytical. So people that get into accounting love to see things add up. They want to make sure that columns balance and things are very linear, right? It's kind of the opposite of marketing. I'm more of a marketing girl, so in my brain, everything is just fun and creative and what can we do different? In finance, everything has to be pretty much the same, right? You need to make sure everything balances. They listen, good finance teams listen to all the departments to figure out what it is that they need. And then again, they try to find ways to make that happen. And they're super detailed, okay? So they keep records on everything, and they have to legally to make sure that everything is being handled correctly. So let's talk a little bit about the basics of finance. We have profits and losses. Right? Profits and losses are the standard for every business. The more you sell, the more profit you're going to have, hopefully, as long as your expenses continue to go down. So a good finance team is always balancing how much money is coming in and how much money is going out. So profits are coming into your company, expenses are going out. They do this by budgeting. Okay, so they're always looking into the future for, okay, what is our budget for next year? They're creating budgets. And this, you guys, you can do on your own too. But let's talk about the business side first. So accountants are always looking at income. How much money is going to be coming in? How many products do we think we're going to be able to sell this year? Or how many, if you're a service-based business, how many books do you think you can sell? And so they're looking at their sales. How much money is going to be coming in through sales and investments and in other ways? So income is money coming into your business. And then on the other hand, just like we were talking about with expenses, you have your marketing team saying, I need a new TV, right? So those are expenses. That's money coming out of the money that's coming in. And so in your budget, you're going to be looking at your income and your expenses. Some common expenses that you're going to see on a business balance sheet are salaries, which is actually really expensive. When you look at a lot of balance sheets, salaries are going to be one of your biggest chunks of money coming out of your business because you need to pay your employees, not just their salaries, but their benefits and their taxes and all kinds of other pieces that come along with salaries. You have your rent or your mortgage. Are you buying or are you renting the place that your business is in? You have inventory, right? If you're a manufacturer, you have all of the inventory, all the supplies that are coming in, and then you have the product that hasn't shipped out yet. That's all an expense. And then marketing, I mean, it costs money to get information out about your business. So there's a marketing budget as well. So the bottom line is businesses are always looking for profit. So a profit is income less your expenses. Super important formula to remember. It's how much money is coming in minus how much money is going out. And at the end, you want to see a profit. You want to see money still staying in the business so you can use that money to put in the bank and to continue to grow. So let's put this into your own lives. This is really important for you. So look at the money that you have coming in. Let's say your grandma just sends you $50 for your birthday, right? So you have $50 coming in, and you really wanted to buy some headphones that are some Beats that are $125. Well, obviously the $50 isn't going to work. So you need to earn more money in order to buy those Beats, right? Because you want to be able to have a little bit of money left over at the end. So how do you earn more money? How do you bring more in? Well, now you have another grandma or a rich uncle that he sends you $100. So now you have $150. Your headphones are $125. You can go ahead and buy those and still have $25 left in profit. Okay, so think about that as you're budgeting. Accountants and finance departments also use simple economics. We're going to talk about one little piece of economics. We have a video, Econ 101, that Nick Berger, one of our associates, put together, and I love it. He's actually an econ major, and he got me really excited about economics. So it's worth it to take a peek at that video just to learn a deeper dive into it. Here I'm just going to talk to you about one little tool of econ that a lot of businesses use, and it's a cost-benefit analysis. Okay, so basically a cost benefit is a pro and con list. So in every decision that they make in a business, you look at the cost of whatever it is that you want to do. And it's not just the physical cost, but it could also be resources that it takes. So let's say marketing wants to buy a new TV. The TV costs $500 to buy. But then it's also the employee time, the shopping time, all kinds of other costs come into this. And then you have to figure out the benefit of it. Do we really need that TV? Is that going to be super helpful? And so if you're like, yes, because now with that TV, we can put out more videos, so more people can see it. And so we need to have a nice backdrop. And so the benefit outweighs the cost. So you can do this in your everyday life, you guys. So think about a situation that you have in your world. Let's say getting your homework done, okay? And so you can use the cost benefit. And maybe the cost benefit that you're trying to figure out is TikTok. Does it make sense to watch TikTok in the middle of doing your homework? So what is the cost and the benefit of doing that? So the benefit is, you're watching TikTok in the middle, you're taking a break and things are great. But the cost could be that now it's going to take you an extra hour to get your homework done. Okay, so think about the cost benefit in everything that you're doing. This is really big. This is big in business, and it's really big here in your real life. It's never too early to start thinking about your future and to save. Okay, so as we were mentioning, in a business side, businesses are always looking to save their profits and to put it in the bank so they have money in case an emergency comes up. Same thing for you guys, okay? Reasons to start saving now if you do have an emergency. Big purchase, like let's say you want to buy a car. You can start saving up for your car, or maybe for your insurance or gas. For your education, college is expensive, you guys. So it's a good way to start saving to start saving now towards that education. Or let's say you want to go right into the workforce. It's great if you already have money in the bank so you can go out and furnish your first apartment. Okay, so think about reasons why it's important to save. We're going to talk short-term and then long-term here. So right now in this little slide, it doesn't take a lot to make a lot. Okay, so this is a little savings challenge for you guys. If you take a penny today and put it in a jar and put 2 pennies in tomorrow and 3 pennies the next day, 4 the next, all the way up for a whole year, by the end of the year, you will have saved $667.95. That is a lot of money just for saving literally pennies a day. Now, I'm going to talk to you about my daughter. And she always gets mad when I use this example. My daughter goes to Starbucks every day. She buys one of the big venti drinks, one of the big expensive $7 drinks. She drinks about that much of her venti, right? So she's literally throwing her pennies away in Starbucks every day. Her rent is about $667.95 a month. If she was just putting those pennies in a jar, she wouldn't have to worry so much about her coming up with rent money. So think about your purchases, you guys. Think about what you're doing and what you're spending your money on. Now let's talk big picture. The power of compound interest. Again, it is never too early to start saving. I have two examples right here. I have a Ben and an Arthur. Ben is 19 years old. Ben starts working, and he starts investing money into a Roth IRA or into some long-term retirement savings plan. He puts $2,000 a year into that bank account every year until he's 26. So he ends up putting $18,000 into a savings account by the time he's 26. And guess what? By the time he's ready to retire at 65, he has earned $2.2 million in that account. And he hasn't put anything else in it. But there's a thing called compound interest where the money just continues to build on itself. So every year you're getting interest added on the total dollar amount in your savings account. So Ben is able to retire with $2.2 million after only saving $18,000. And he quit savings when he's 26. Imagine if he would have continued. Now we have Arthur. And Arthur, he waited. He had other expenses, he had other things going, which is totally appropriate, but he started saving when he was 27. He puts in $2,000 a year into that same account, but he has to keep saving until he's 65. And by that point, he's put $80,000 into that account of his own money. And at the end, when he's 65, he'll have $1.5 million in his account, which is nothing to sneeze at. But just think about that. Ben only put $18,000 in, Arthur put $80,000 in. So start saving now, you guys. As soon as you get your first jobs and as soon as they offer you a 401k, put your money in. Pay yourself first, always. Okay. A budget is telling your money where to go instead of wondering where it went. Let that sink in, okay? The importance of writing down exactly what it is that you're spending is going to help you immensely when you start to try to figure out, where did my money go? So my daughter and I actually sat down. She's starting her first job next year, and we've sat down and we've talked about budgeting. And she's actually sat down and started to figure this out. That it's important that the money that she's taking away to Starbucks, she could actually just brew her own coffee at home, and she could save a lot of pennies. So start thinking about that now, you guys. Start thinking about ways that you can save your money. Start thinking like businesses do, and try to end, every paycheck with a profit. Pay yourself first. End with a profit.